Fishing is another reason for habitat loss. The fishing methods that the local use in the Indo-Burma are harmful to the fish. They use a tactic called electrofishing, where they send an electric shock through the water, making it easier to scoop up the dead fish. This endangers the other fish or creatures in the water that they don't necessarily want. There are several. The effect of this is endangered fish. About 10% of the world's freshwater fish species live in the Indo-Burma. Fish are rapidly becoming more and more endangered within the Indo-Burma's lakes and rivers. How we can solve this? There are several ways to solve this. There are many different places to fish in those countries, places that don't put endangered species in even more danger. The Indo-Burma is very diverse, and several of the species are already endangered, so leaving and fishing in other places would give them time to reproduce instead of going extinct. The water problems. Most of the forest is being used for logging and agriculture, and the trash from it ends up in the rivers. This then erodes the landscape that is around the rivers. The dams that are being built have made many people that live downstream lose their ability to look for more fish. The dams also make it harder for some animals to continue growing. The rivers have been dammed in order to store water to generate electricity for the country's economic growth, but damming the rivers create ponds and flooding in those areas. Damming leads to further fish extinction and loss of land suitable for agriculture. It also leads to the loss of ground habitat that several animals depend on as their sole habitat. The dam's effect on the country. It is predicted that if dams continue to be built, there will be a 9% increase in the fish extinction, and only about 5% of the forest remains the same. Fishing is an integral part of both countries' economies, and with their already unstable economies, the countries will get negatively impacted immensely with the deforestation. The importance of the water problems. Several species, such as the nesting birds and turtles, are affected because the frequent flooding causes a reduction of oxygen content and increases riverbed erosion and water contamination. With the much needed money invested, the problems that mostly stem from the country's economic crises will be solved, and more awareness could be spread about the issues in the Indo-Burma rainforest, saving many species and aquatic ecosystems from extinction. There are several ways to improve the water problem. The money we raise would have to go to removing the dams and creating more fish-friendly irrigation systems. These irrigation systems include pumps instead of dams, and also screens to prevent the further damage of fish. Your contribution is important. Here we have a quote saying that every person has a longing to be significant, to make a contribution, to be part of something noble and purposeful. In this case, your contribution is significant, and it would be going towards something noble and purposeful. Our goal is $100 million. We know this seems like a hard goal to reach, but we know that with your help we can do it. It also seems like a lot of money, but once you see how we will allocate our donations, you will understand why we need this amount. So what will we do with the money? First, we will donate $30 million to the agencies that are trying to uphold the deforestation laws but are lacking the resources. We have found that there are several agencies who are trying to uphold these laws, however, they don't have enough money to do it. Second, we will allocate $50 million to relocating the farms and fixing the damage. Third, we will use the last $20 million to fix the water damage. How will the money help not only the forests but also the people in the surrounding areas? Forests are vital to human existence in the tropics. In addition to providing habitats for hundreds of indigenous groups on 5 continents, they probably contain more than 3 million species of plants and animals. In Indonesia alone, 4,000 species are thought to have been used by native peoples. The habitat loss is putting several species at risk, including plants and trees with medicinal properties that are used in surrounding communities. Thanks for listening.